Okay, so we're talking about trend lines. And trend lines, we made them yesterday without even knowing it. Okay, so trend lines go along with scatter plots. When a scatter plot demonstrates a linear relationship, so we're only looking at the ones that are linear. If you need a stylus, go ahead and get one. Linear relationship, a straight line can be used to show a general pattern of data. Yes.
So will a linear relationship be like monkey's weight compared to bananas eaten?
Yes. You think that would be positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive,
Big
yes.
fat monkey.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so when we're drawing these trend lines, it's a general pattern of data. So this is I'm going to spell it wrong. This is an estimate. We're estimating the data by drawing a trend line. Okay. Also, a trend line can be called a line of best fit. So you might hear me use either one. So a line of best fit or trend line, same thing, is a straight line that lies as close as possible to the points of data in the scatter plot. Okay, so down below I have 4 examples. It says write yes or no to describe whether or not the line is a good trend line. Okay, so number 1, this line right here. First of all, it's a straight line, which is what we want. Is it close to the points?
No.
No. So is this a good trend line? No.
Yeah.
It's not a good approximation. It's not a good estimate. What about number 2?
Yeah.
Yes. Number 3, is that a good trend line? No. You want to think, could I draw a line that's closer to these points? I could, right? So this is not good enough. We could make a better one. So this is no. And then number 4, is that a good trend line?
No.
No. Go ahead and choose a different color of your choice. I'm going to choose red. And the ones that we answered no, we are going to make a better trend line for them. Okay? So, and again, remember, it's an estimate. It doesn't have to match mine exactly. It's just an approximation. So maybe something like, oh, mine's not even that straight. Something like that looks a little bit better. On this one, I might have been able to move it down a bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's better than the black one that we had. I think number 3 I could do better. Hold on. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, I think it looks the same. Okay, any questions about this and trend lines? The reason we want to draw a trend line is because we know how to write the equation of a line if it's a line, right? If it's just a whole bunch of points, we can't make an equation for that. So we make a trend line so that we can write the equation of the line, and then with the equation of line, we can predict information off the data or off of the scatter plot. And we'll take a look at that here in a moment. So problems 5 through 6. Am I moving too quick? No? Okay. Number 5, let's look at number 5. We're going to write equation of a line. So we need our slope and our y-intercept. So we're looking at the trend line. And we need to know where the starting point is. So we're looking at the y-axis, which is the one that's straight up and down. And where does this start? 0.8. Yes. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put a red point at 8. And is that my M or my B? My B. So B is 8. Good. And then the next thing, we need to find slope. And in order to find slope, we need at least 2 points. So we practiced earlier this week on finding points on the line. And it's actually already there for you, this next point. Those are the 2 points we're going to use. Okay. Let's go ahead and find the slope. From 8, do I go up or down? Down. Oh wait, I meant to ask you guys this before we started doing slope. If we were to look at this scatter plot like yesterday, would you say this is negative, positive, or no association? Negative. So if it's negative, our slope is going to be negative. If it's positive, our slope is going to be positive. So we go down 1, and then how many do we go to the right? 3. So down 1, which is negative 1, and to the right 3, which is positive 3. Now we have our slope. Our slope is negative 1/3. And like I said, this is going down, this is negative, so our slope should be negative, and it is. So we're ready to write our equation. Our equation is y equals negative 1/3 x plus 8. Right? Y equals mx plus b. Am I moving too quick? Are you getting it? Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Where are we starting here? Where are we starting? Where does the trend line start?
100.
100. Good. So let's start there. And 100, is that our M or our B? B. Good. And now we have to pick another point on here. Another point. I'm going to pick this one right here. So if you go from 150 straight over to the line, that's the one I picked. Now, from the starting point, do I go up or down?
Up.
Oh, and remember, this is a positive, so we're looking for a positive slope. We go up how many? 2. Now, real quick, are we really going up 2? We're going from 100 to 150. Is that just 2? No, how many are we going up? 50? You guys see that? We're going, I know it looks like 2, but these are in increments of 25. So this is 25, this is 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. So from 100 to 150, we actually moved up 50. 50. So 50 is our top number, not 2. And then how many do we go over? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's look down here. Is 4 correct? Did we only go over 4?
No.
Yeah. Because if we look at these numbers, they're only going up by 1. These are going up by 25. So 4 is underneath there. Can we simplify 50 over 4? 2 can go into both of those numbers. What's 50 divided by 2? 25. And 4 divided by 2? 2. That's our slope. It's positive. That's what we want. Let's write our equation. Y equals 25 over 2x plus 100. Whoops. Am I moving too quick? Okay. See if you can do number 7 on your own. Be careful here because what are they going up by? What would this one be? 5. This would be 15, 25. You don't have to write them all, but just be careful when you're finding slope. Because each one of those that you count is going to be worth 5 points or 5 whatever. So if you have that one finished, if you wrote the equation, raise your hand. I'd love to see.
Where did you start? Down. So where is this start at? 45? Yeah. Is this really just? Because if we when you go, this is 45, and this is 35. So you went down 5, down 10. Yes. But then when we go over, so you go over, it's only down by 1. So that works. You went down from 10x. Are we really going down 2 feet, or we're going from 45 to 35? Right here is 45. So we went down 5, down 10.
They got finished matches.
Yeah.
What many girls?
You see what I'm saying?
I only.
This is 45.
You haven't finished?
Down
I
5.
have to do all
down
my
10.
explanations.
Same with this one.
I have to do one last explanation of the quotation. The second
I have 12 more.
You haven't done any of them?
No, I've done the first paragraph, all their explanations, and then I'm on the last one. But you have to do 2 for each to actually get credit for it.
What did you say?
Yeah, no.
I did my
2
third.
sentences for each.
Yeah, for each explanation. So
I did my third paragraph in all 3 I watched. I was so rushed.
Good.
I had like 10 trains. So bad.
you're literally only supposed to like probably like
I know. But my third paragraph was so bad. I rushed
you're
it. I
probably
rushed
like
it.
We're going
Which
down
my third one's about
45
potatoes.
to 40.
same.
No, I think it's second.
Wow, thank you so much. This is the nicest thing.
I know I'm gonna get like a C on it.
5 and then
I got C plus.
10.
If I get lucky, I'll get a B.
No, she said if you
Okay,
if you were missing something.
where do we start for this one?
I don't remember.
45. Good. We started here at 45. And you might want to plot this point right here. We went down 2, but we didn't really go down 2. How many did we go down? 10. We went from 45 to 35, which would be minus 10. And then we went over 1, which that really is just 1. So there it is. And then we're ready to write our equation. Y equals negative 10x plus 45. That's what you should have got. I'm going to have to kind of be a little bit quick on 8 and 9. So it says for problem 5, predict what y would equal if x was 12. Okay, so if we look back at problem 5, and it's saying, what if x was 12? Are my x's on this line or on this line?
Left line. Yeah.
This one, this is my x-axis. So it's saying, okay, if x was 12, what is my y going to be on this trend line? So imagine this trend line coming down here. You don't need to do this. But imagine it coming down here to 12. What would my y value be when x is 12? Now, clearly my line isn't straight, my graph isn't perfect, so there's a better way that we can predict it, and we're going to predict it using the equation. So for number 8, we're on problem 5. This was our equation for problem 5. Let's use that equation to help us predict. So I want you to write y equals negative 1/3 x plus 8. That was your equation for problem number 5, right? And then it says, What would y equal if x is 12? So where we see x, we need to plug in 12. Remember function notation? The f of x stuff? That's kind of like what's going on here. So I'm going to take this 12 and I'm going to plug it into where x is. So this now I'm going to get y equals negative 1/3 times 12 plus 8. And now we just need to calculate. So we need to figure out what is negative 1/3 times times 12. Yep. And you can do that with a calculator. For time's sake, I'm just going to give it to you. So negative 1/3 times 12 is negative 4 plus our 8. So now, what is negative 4 plus 8? Positive 4. So when x is 12, y is what? 4. Questions about that? Okay. We've done something similar to that. This other one is a little bit different. This one we're going to use the problem in number 6. So we're going to use this equation, y equals 25 over 2x plus 100. But this time it doesn't tell you what x equals, it tells you what y equals. So where are we going to put the 300? Where the y is. Yep, so I'm going to take the 300 and I'm going to put it where the y is. So 300 equals 25 over 2x plus 100. And then you got a 2-step equation. And we're ready to solve. So first things first, we leave the variable 1 alone. Let's subtract 100 from both sides. We get 200 equals 25 over 2x. When we have a fraction with a variable, what do we have to multiply by? Reciprocal. Multiply both sides by the reciprocal. These are going to cancel out. We're going to be left with x equals 400 over 25, which can simplify to how many quarters are in $4? That's how I would think of this problem. 16 quarters makes $4. That's our final answer. So when y is 300, x is 16.